Today is our 10th reading from our journey through Psalm 22, the Psalm of the Cross. Today we look at verse 11. Be not far from me, for trouble is near, and there is none to help. Jesus prayed Psalm 22 on his own. He embodied the entirety of it. He did not just mean the first verse and the last line. He might have prayed it in a still, small voice that could not have been heard by those gathered around the spectacle. He might never have audibly spoken a single word after he cried out the first verse, but it seems that every line and every thought refers to everything that happened on Good Friday. The four Gospels of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John are amazing records of the life of Christ. These different authors have different styles from one another. Some of Jesus' stories in one of the Gospels are missing in another. Those that have stories and episodes in common have them in slightly different order. They include slightly different facts. They're all different. However, all of them have one thing in common that might be missed by the casual reader. All four Gospels are back-weighted the same. They all feature the last week in Jerusalem, the death of Jesus on the cross, and the appearance of the risen Christ far more than any other event. They all do the same thing. The bulk of their chapters are the retelling of the last week of Jesus' life, the last 3 days of his life, the last 3 hours of his life on the cross. And this is instructive for us. We praise Jesus for his compassion. We are impressed with his teaching. We are amazed with his miracles. We are moved by his example. But these are not the reasons why Jesus came into the world. He came into the world to save sinners, and to do that, he would have to die. And now in verse 11, Jesus cries out to God again. He pleads for him not to be far, and then he adds 2 more thoughts. For trouble is near, and there is none to help. There is a sense of sadness in these verses. Jesus had cried out to God and wondered why he seemed so far away, and now looking around himself, Jesus sees that there is no one to help him. For the first time in his life, Jesus is truly alone. I cannot think of a single instance in his life and ministry when Jesus was ever as alone as he is now. We are told early on that Jesus had a remarkable charisma about him. We don't know if he was attractive by modern, shallow standards, but we know that he attracted hundreds and thousands of people. Crowds were constantly following him, pressing in on him. In one instance, they got so close to him while he stood on the shore of the sea that he had to get into a boat to keep from being forced into the water. After he was baptized in the Jordan, he was driven into the desert to be alone for 40 days, and maybe we think that he was alone then, but even then it says he was not truly alone, because the scriptures tell us that both angels and wild animals came to minister to him. But now, here on the cross, he's alone, and from the sound of the psalm, he's on his own and surrounded by trouble. And I think the encouragement today in this reading is that all of us have this experience of being alone, of feeling abandoned. And, I guess part of the beauty of Jesus is, the scriptures say it this way, that we don't have a high priest who cannot sympathize with us, but he became like us in every way except without sin. And so Jesus has experienced all of our human emotions, including the emotion of being alone, of being left out, being forgotten, of being rejected. And so when we feel this way, we have someone in heaven who sits at the right hand of God, who pleads and intercedes for us, who understands truly how we feel and can give us grace to endure. And so if you're struggling with loneliness, then bring it to Jesus, and he knows how you feel, and he will bring you comfort. All right, I hope this encourages you in your walk. Have a blessed day.